Okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank you all for coming. First thing up on our agenda is we have three public hearings. So we'll start with the first public hearing for local law number 2. I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. So this is local law number 2, chapter 197, entitled zoning. We've had a couple of presentations from Lou Casera on the fire department signage. They've asked for permission to put up an electronic sign, which is counter to the rest of our zoning. But under consideration, the board has decided to make exception for emergency services. So that would be entities like the fire department and ambulance, perhaps the police in the future, for that type of sign. If anyone has any questions or any comment, please come on up. Let us know. No one? Anything from the board?
No, because we went around with this thing a number of times. I think we did our due diligence to be fair to everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll just chime in that I want to reiterate that I think the zoning board did a good job of enforcing the current zoning and and took the right action based on that. But I felt that it was our responsibility to think it through and revise that to be more accommodating for emergency services specifically.
Mhm. Well, as mentioned, and as an example, right now, the Jessup Lane Bridge is inoperable. So something like that happens. We've notified, of course, the police, the ambulance, other emergency services, but that kind of a thing could go up on that sign, that kind of a last minute notification. So it's a very useful thing. Anyone else? Okay, motion to close. the
Make a
public
motion, we
hearing.
close the public hearing.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this next public hearing is local law number 3, chapter 178, entitled Vehicles and Traffic. Basically, this is to change the parking regulations on Dune Road so that they parallel the need for a permit on the beaches to accommodate construction projects, because parking on Dune Road is very difficult. But in the off-season time, it would be help the construction vehicles when they're working outside their project area and there's no room on the site. So this is to help accommodate those situations. So I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone have any other questions or wish to speak on the parking change? It'll coordinate with the needs for sticker parking on the beaches. Same time frame, in other words. But during the season, it will be illegal to park on Dune Road still. Any comments? Questions?
So this is it won't be in effect in the summer, this.
Correct, it'll,
It'll only be in effect you're only allowed to park in the off-season
for
on Dune Road.
Idle vehicles and traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, no, during the summertime, you'll still be prohibited from parking, yeah.
It wasn't clear.
And
Any other comments?
your prohibition is from May 1st to October 1st.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the third one is a special exception application. I need a motion to open the public hearing on the special application.
Moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have a presentation.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. Heather Wright for the applicant, 55 and 59 Old Riverhead Road. This project involves a property at 55 and 59 Old Riverhead Road on a 2.8 acre parcel. It's 122,001 square feet in the HD zoning district. As the board's aware, it has undergone extensive review before the planning board. So what we're presenting tonight is the culmination of comments from numerous public hearings before the planning board, and the project has been reviewed by the village engineer and the village planner. And so their comments, their collective comments have been incorporated into the plan that is before you this evening. We also appeared before the ARB, and the ARB determined in a memo that the design was a good mix of materials and color. And we obviously also went through secret review, which resulted in a neg declaration. So we're here because the provision of the code requires us to obtain a special exception for multifamily development in this zone. So as a background, and I put it on the board, maybe a little better than last time. So this is the proposed development here, and what I've done is I've labeled, we've got the different types of units, A, B, C, D, and E, and I just labeled it so you can see where they're. So it's 12 buildings with 16 units. They're all, these are single-family units. These are the multifamily units here. They're all designed to appear like single-family units, right? And they're all oriented towards the street with the primary entrance facing the internal street. We meet the parking requirements of the code. In fact, we're proposing a total of 47 spaces, which exceeds the requirement of the 32 spaces per the code. We didn't require any dimensional relief from the zoning board. We meet all the proper setbacks, and we also have a landscaping plan on this side where you can see we've worked out where we're gonna have, you know, like ground here and then all plantings all along here. So it's gonna be heavily screened. The location of the amenities, the dumpster and the court here, the fire test, you know, we worked that through with the planning board in terms of the most appropriate location for those items. And we dealt with Ron and in terms of the width of the roadway and then the width of the driveway, which meets code and are appropriate for fire safety. I know you had a question last meeting about the fire hydrant. Certainly if it's required, you know,
Did you ever send anything back to it all?
no. Uh, So in terms of the septic, we're going to be hooking up to the SCP with Timber Ridge through an easement agreement. And, you know, we talked about at the work session, the crash gate for cross access with Timber Ridge. You know, each of the uh, units are 2 bedroom. All of them are 2 bedroom. And so they just vary a little bit in size and orientation. But like I said, from the front, they all look like single family dwellings. We're proposing 3 affordable units that will be located in the E building. So one of them will be the larger unit, which is on the second floor, and then the other 2 will be on the lower floor. If the board has any questions, I'm happy to.
Anyone have any questions? This has been thoroughly vetted through multiple meetings, I would have to say. So without question, I don't think there are any other questions from the
No,
board?
there's no more questions.
Okay.
No, it's not, that doesn't bother me. I'd rather do something like that. Go through multiple times, because otherwise you miss something somewhere along the line. Somebody will jar up some little memory.
Thanks for working with the planning board on this. Everyone did a great job.
Okay, I would have to say that we've been advised by our council to table this we will close the public hearing unless we have some members of the public that would like to speak now. We'll table this pending receipt of the determination from Suffolk County that it is within our local discretion. And then we'll pass, I anticipate we'll pass the resolution after we get that determination from Suffolk County. So it would be perfectly fine for you to move ahead with the planning board, so we
Great.
don't want to hold up the project any further. And we'll pass this as soon as we get the determination, as I said. Okay.
Excellent.
Any comments from the public? Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you very much.
Need a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That completes our public hearings. So now we move to the resolutions. Mr. Teeman,
Yes,
kick
Mayor.
it off here.
Resolved that the minutes of the Board of Trustees meeting of April 4th, 2024 are hereby accepted.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
resolved that the Treasurer's Justice Court, Police Department, and Building Department reports for March 2024 are hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the firm of Sadi, Levine, and Siaco is hereby appointed to audit the Village of West Hampton Beach financial statements for the fiscal year 2023, 2024, at a cost of $27,500 from GL Code, excuse me, from GL Code A1320.4 auditing, and an audit of the Village Justice Court at a cost of $4,500 to be funded from A1110.4 Justice Court contractual.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
resolved the Board of Trustees hereby authorize a budget transfer in the amount of $5,000 from the GL expenditure account code Apple 5110.100 PS Public Works to GL expenditure account code Apple 5110.2 Public Works Equipment.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the purchase of two APX 8000 all-band portable radios from Motorola Solutions under NYS Contract 21562 in the amount of $13,779 to be taken from GL account A3120.2 Police Equipment.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the resignation of James Seforza as Traffic Control Officer effective April 5th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the resignation of Erica Smith as court clerk effective May 16th, 2024.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Resolved the Board of Trustees hereby accept the resignations of Neil Nobai as a police officer effective April 22, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that Elizabeth Linfit is hereby appointed as the Deputy Village Clerk effective May 20th, 2024 for a term to expire on June 30th, 2024.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I have an explanation to come. Just one more to go, and then I'll explain what's going on here.
resolved that Denise Mordente is hereby appointed as the Village Clerk Treasurer effective May 20th, 2024 at a semi-monthly salary of $4,291.67 for a term to expire on June 30th, 2024.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
So as an explanation, Liz has decided to retire, but we're not letting her go yet. And we are very fortunate to have Denise Mordente. She is here with us tonight, being appointed our new village clerk. You should all know that we had 10 applicants interviews, and I would like to thank the interview committee that was Kim and Liz and Steve that interviewed 10 people. And then the full board interview for the top 4 candidates. We are very fortunate Denise was our top candidate and she accepted the position, and we look forward to working with her starting May 20th. And Liz and she will be working together until the end of June. So thank you and welcome.
Welcome.
Okay.
Me. Not where we were. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the following semi-monthly salaries effective June 1st, 2024. Employee number, ID number 001076, $5,072.33. Employee ID number 001075, $4,968.33.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees hereby appoint Michael Lanowski as dock master to be compensated at a rate of $20.50 per hour. Evan Robinson as dock attendant to be compensated at a rate of $14.25 per hour, effective May 5th, 2024, with an increase of $2.50 per hour effective June 1st, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that John Rankin, Anthony Velasquez, and Jared Pollock and Megan Hess are hereby appointed as seasonal police officers in the police department at an hourly rate of $30 to work as assigned by the chief of police effective May 5th, 2024, to be funded from GL account A3120.104, seasonal part-time with an increase of $2.50 per hour effective June 1st, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that Alexa, you say? E. Sinchon, Herrera Evander, Bruce W. Mackey, Aidan W. Slavinsky, and Kevin D. Smith are appointed as seasonal traffic control officers to be compensated at a rate of $18 per hour to work as assigned by the Chief of Police effective May 15th, 2024, to be funded from GL account code A3120.109, traffic control officers, PS, with an increase of $2.50 per hour effective June 21st, 2024.
June 1st.
Oh, sorry, June 1st, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that Steven Settinger, Anthony Sunderman, and Justin Prince are hereby appointed as seasonal laborers at a rate of $18 in the Department of Public Works to work as assigned by the Public Works Superintendent effective April 16th, 2024, and May 16th, 2024, to be funded from GL account A5110.103, seasonal part-time with an increase of $2.50 per hour effective June 1st, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
That should probably say $18 per hour.
Per hour, yes.
Second. Change.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Resolved that Mary Ann Grosser is hereby appointed the chairperson of the elections inspectors. Thomas Betcherman, Patricia Gantz, Janine Beck are appointed as election inspectors, and each are to perform the official duties of the village general election to be held on Friday, June 21st, 2024, and are to be compensated at a rate of $20 per hour to be funded from GL account number Apple 1450.1, election personnel service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Teeman, you're relieved from reading all the names in the next
Yeah,
one,
thank you, Mayor.
just as attached. That's
You're a
Yeah.
very nice mayor.
Okay, good. Well,
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby appoints the following personnel to the position specified below at Rogers and Lashley Beaches for the 2024 season to be funded from A7310.100, beach managers, A7310.101, lifeguards, and A7310.103, beach attendants, with an increase of $2.50 per hour effective June 1st, 2024.
Second.
List following.
all in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the warrant for April 2024 in the amount of $533,225.05 for the general fund and $53,175.76 for the capital fund is hereby approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that police officers Michael Bazoge and Matthew Kinahan are hereby authorized to attend the State of New York Marine Law Enforcement Officers Training Program in Lake George from Sunday, May 5th, 2024 to Friday, May 10th, 2024. Travel expenses not to exceed $500 to include gas and tolls from GL account code A3120.415 training.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that police officers Michael Killigan are hereby authorized to attend the State of New York Marine Patrol Vessel Operations Course in Lake George from Sunday, May 12th, 2024 to Friday, May 17th, 2024. Travel expenses not to exceed $500 to include gas tolls from GL account code Apple 3120.415 training.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that Police Chief Stephen McManus is hereby authorized to attend the 2024 International Chiefs of Police Conference in Boston from October 18th, 2024 to October 23rd, 2024. Lodging and travel expenses not to exceed $2,950 to include gas tolls and meals from GL account code A3120.415 training.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute the renewal of the 2024 Shared Computer Services Agreement with the Town of Southampton at a cost of $21,984.63, which may vary according to the addition or deletion of services during the calendar year from GL account code A1355.4.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the proposal of Patricia Parsons, $1,800, and Stephen S. Suster, MIAI, $1,250, to act as experts real estate appraisers and consultants in connection with the possible acquisition of property located at 95 Dune Road, West Hampton Beach. Said fee to be paid from A1440.4 Engineering and Surveys.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas by resolution approved on February 1st, 2024, Andrew Smith was appointed to the position of temporary fire administrator consultant effective February 1st, 2024 at a rate of $50 per hour up to a maximum of $500, and due to the amount of work completed, the Board of Trustees hereby increased the maximum amount by $100.
So that's increased to 600.
Yeah.
Okay. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes an addition to the Village of West Hampton Beach billboard sign. The three logos for Kiwanis, Rotary, and Knights of Columbus will be included in a redesign of the village welcome/billboard sign on Old Riverhead Road with improved landscaping.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the 2024 outdoor music permit for 1 to 4 musicians, instrumental and/or vocal performing at the property located at 104 Main Street intermittently between the hours of 1 p.m. to 10 p.m., subject to the conditions and provisions of Chapter 196-3 of the Village Code and the requirement that it be acoustic or moderately amplified.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas this board has advertised a local law amending Chapter 197 zoning, and whereas a public hearing was held on May 2nd, 2024, and all persons present at the meeting have had an opportunity to speak on behalf of or in opposition to the proposed local law or any part thereof. And now, therefore, it be resolved that after due deliberations, the Board of Trustees of the Village of West Hampton Beach hereby adopts said local law as local law number 2 of 2024 as advertised and attached. And the village clerk is hereby directed to enter said local law in the records of the village and is directed to give due notice of the adoption of said local law to the Secretary of State. And be it further resolved that this local law shall take effect on filing with the New York State Secretary of State.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas this board has advertised a local law amendment, chapter 178, vehicles and traffic, and whereas a public hearing was held on May 2nd, 2024, and all persons present at the meeting have had an opportunity to speak on behalf of or in opposition to the proposed local law or any part thereof, and now, therefore, be it resolved that after deliberation of the Board of Trustees in the Village of West Hampton Beach, hereby adopts said local law as local law number 3 of 2024 as advertised and attached, and the village clerk is hereby directed to enter local law into records of the village and is directed to give due notice of the adoption of said local law to the Secretary of State, and be it further resolved that this law shall be effective on filing on with New York State Secretary of State.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas the village received applications to renew the outdoor tables, chairs, benches, and dining permits for 2024. And whereas after considering information supplied by the Suffolk County Department of Health Services, the Suffolk County Sewer Agency, and the village's building administrator, the Board of Trustees determined the special exception permit should be for outdoor seating, and there were no incidents or reports filed with the police department concerning said uses. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the placement of outdoor seating as shown on the submitted plans and attached listing, subject to the conditions determined by the board and the Suffolk County Department of Health.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes 4 employees of the Public Works Department to attend a work zone traffic control for local roads program offered by the NYS LTAP Center Cornell Local Roads Program on May 21st, 2024, from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offered by the Village of East Hampton at a cost of $60 per attendee, including use of a village vehicle for transportation to East Hampton from GL account code A5110.412 training.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Whereas in connection with the project for the restoration of the Governor John Adams Dix windmill, the village has been asked to execute a contract between the town of Southampton, the village, and the contractor, Asher Contracting LLC. And whereas pursuant to this contract, the total price to be paid to the contractor is $1,550,000, of which the town is responsible for $1,403,860, and the village is responsible for $146,140. And whereas the contract has been reviewed by the town attorney's office and the village attorney, and whereas the contract is acceptable to the village, now therefore it be resolved that the contract for services between Town of Southampton, the Village of West Hampton Beach, and Asher Contracting LLC for the Governor John Adams Dix Windmill Restoration Project, town contract number 2024-358 is hereby approved, and the mayor is authorized to execute it on behalf of the village.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that brings us to the public comment section of the meeting. Does anyone wish to speak or have a comment? Lou, you coming up?
Reference to the LED sign, I would like to thank previous boards and mayors for allowing the process to follow through to the benefit of the community and to the fire district. Thank you.
Thanks, Lou.
Thank you. Thank you for the
To the village.
services.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, you have to say your name first. If you do that, then. Okay, all right.
Cool. John Levan, Onak Road, West Hampton Beach. Is this on?
Yes, it is.
Who, who are the employee ID numbers on resolution number 11?
Those are
001076 and 001075.
Those are non-union employees, so those are the unions have negotiated, with the exception of the police department, that they're still under negotiations. So,
You're not allowed to say who they are?
I don't know, am I allowed to say
Every-
who they
every-
are?
I really don't know. I can't give you advice on that. That's, Ed Zuckerman's, not Ed.
I mean,
Rich,
Rich.
that's our
I don't want to
labor attorneys.
I assumed that that was the basis of it.
That's the way
This,
we've
this is,
traditionally,
this is the first time in all these years that they don't identify an employee by name when it comes to salary. Salaries are always an open book.
I'm sure it's available by public
I'm sure it's
information.
available by FOIL. I just don't.
I don't want to wait 9 months like
I don't-
Um,
I mean, if I foil it, do I then stand up in June and tell everybody at the meeting who it was?
Certainly. Uh,
I mean, why not tell us?
I thought it was traditional. I remember seeing employee ID numbers listed with salaries in the past. And these are non-union.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing, well, these are non-union employees. So when we pass a resolution for the unions, they're listed by employee number as well. So I think we're just being consistent. It's not being, hiding anything.
I think it's a precedent, and by authorizing new semi-monthly salaries, is this because the budget was already done and this is now over and above what was originally planned?
So these were, just as the union raises have been negotiated, with the exception of the police that have yet to be finalized, considerations for all these were in the budget. So this was budgeted for in advance.
So why is it a separate thing if it was already, I don't understand this. So you've already budgeted it.
It's
There
to
are
raise the,
non-union, so these two are singled out for a different salary schedule? Was this?
well, they're non-union, yes.
They're non-union, so there's
They
no.
have, there are individual, let me put it this way, there are individual salary schedules for non-union employees.
Okay.
Non-union employees tend to be all the department heads and like the village clerk and such as our new
Well, you
appointee.
list the village clerk, her
We
salary all
listed
the
her
time.
position. So I guess, yeah, it's
You do.
department heads.
It seems
Right.
to me.
I can easily say those are department heads.
Okay, so other department heads are listed by name, but these two are not. Correct?
Yes, there's an inconsistency, I admit it.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Am I going out on a limb just to say the names? It doesn't,
I mean, I really don't know. Rich wasn't the one who told you to do it that way.
no, I did it because I thought that's the way we had done it before.
Well, traditionally, as far as I recall, generally, and even in this particular thing, you publish the names of your employees and how much they're paid. And generally, that is something that the public can look at.
Okay.
So
So
unless
generally
there's some
speaking,
confidentiality involved in it, I
no,
don't
there-
see.
there's
wrong-
no secrets. I thought I was following protocol, but I guess
Okay,
I'm not.
in that
So-
case, I would think that you could
Okay.
publicly.
So this is,
Oh, but
this
you
is.
can tell us.
anyway,
Yeah.
This is.
Great, thank
This
you.
is, building department, head of the building department and head of DPW.
So Brad,
Brad. Yes, yes. And they were hired very close to each other. So you notice the numbers are very. close.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
this is a schedule that this was the original increase in salary for the new budget. This is not
This is
above that.
effective, no, no, it is not. It's
Yeah.
within that budget and it's effective June 1st,
That's
just
why the
as,
effective
just
date
as
on it.
that budget is. It coincides with the budget. Okay,
Send
okay.
you to the attorney. I read this entire article in the paper. I mean, I'm like stunned in all honesty, and I'm sure the fact that it was a full page in page A9 about the FOIL request from the paper.
Yes.
People must have read this and be as stunned as I was. 9 months it took to have a FOIL answered, and they had to use the attorney from the paper to get it. That breaks every single rule there is. And the answer is, we got so many foils, that's why we couldn't get to it. So my question is, how many do you normally get in a month?
Well, it's not just the number of foils, but it's the
Extent of them?
the voluminous amount of information that's being asked for.
No, it's
I just-
legal to ask it.
Yes, I know. And it takes a great deal of time to process it. And yes, we have time, and yes, we can ask for time, and yes, we dropped the ball and didn't ask for more time, and that's all there is to it. One of the most recent foils that we've received wants records dating back to 1970. So we're having to go through all that material, and that's,
Well, that's
you know, it's,
probably an exception, though. I doubt that you get foils going back 40 years or whatever. I mean, that's unusual.
it's unusual,
It's
but it is.
unusual.
I
So
mean,
basically,
because
how many would you get, like 10 a month? What do you get a month?
actually, they don't go across my desk. They go across other people's desks. And we are, as a matter of fact, I discussed it with our village attorney at our next work session. We're going to form a committee to try and, consisting of department heads, the trustee, myself, our attorney, to try and address the FOIL process so we streamline it and try and make it flow through um, our our situation as best we can. And
I'm not saying that like every foil is as equal to another foil. There are probably some that are like 1, 2, 3.
there was,
This one in particular was huge. And I can't believe that a foil would come through to any department head and they wouldn't immediately let you know. Especially this was a sensitive one. So that's really where the ball must get dropped, that you don't even know about it.
what, not all, I don't know about all of them, you're right. And yes, we'll have to formulate a process. We're going to work on it
Quickly.
quickly.
Okay.
Yes. we
So
don't
when I
wanna-
foil something, I know I'm gonna get an
Well,
answer.
to your point, there was a foil that came in today that was one page, and we
Oh,
had the
good.
one
That one
page,
you
and
could
that
get
was- that
answered
one
right
was
away.
easy. So
Okay.
there are a variety of instances.
Um, I was glad to see that all the restaurants got approved, that list.
of
So it all went through,
Well,
which is terrific. According to,
there's some new ones that came through since our last,
right, but the list in here is a good one.
those are all approvals, yes.
One last question, since we have a new village clerk, which I think,
May 20th now.
well,
Don't,
soon to be. To be. You've announced it. You talked about how wonderful she is, and I'm sure she is. That's an important job in the village. I'd like to know more about her. I mean,
That-
did she grow up in a cabbage patch?
No, no.
Where is she from? What has she done? What are
you
her
mind speaking
credentials?
to
I would
this,
like to
Denise?
know.
Denise was, when we interviewed Denise, she's got 25 years,
Well,
29 years of experience
Okay.
between working for the village of Bellport, the village of Port Jefferson, and the village of Great Neck.
Was it wrong for her to tell us about herself?
No, if she wants to. I mean, I'm not gonna put her on the spot.
It's a public meeting. You're here. Come on up. Don't laugh. I think it's important. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't. I asked the same thing of Kim 6 months ago.
Yes.
So. Ralph?
You feel comfortable? Yeah. Feel comfortable doing that, that would be
Well,
appreciated.
Here and hold your hand. I think that's my last question. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
I'm Denise Mordenti. I've been working in the municipality for 29 years, 21 years in Bellport. And then I went to Port Jeff. I was there for 7 years. And right now it's temporary at Great Neck, and then I start here May 20th. I've always been a treasurer. I've always, I always had clerk experience working with all the new clerks and training everybody as they come in new. Do you want to know personal stuff? Um, Oh, I have a bachelor's degree, yes, in accounting. Yes. I don't know what else. I have two girls, 20 and one's 18, starting Alabama College, and the other one's in St. Joe's and Patchogue. I live in Holtsville. Um, what else do I have?
Relatively short, easy commute.
Yes, now, yeah. Yes. I'm the treasurer of Long Island Village Clerks and Treasurers Association. Um, I just won Treasurer of the Year in September at NICOM, New York State, finance officers.
She's very well qualified.
Very well qualified.
She's a grown. She's doing okay talking about herself. I mean, she's scared. She's not.
That's it. That's all. Have any questions? No?
No.
No.
No?
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
You'll get it later.
That's okay.
Anyone else wish to speak? Joan used up all of her time now. She's done. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Since no one else wishes to speak, we don't have an executive session for a change, so motion to close
I
the
make a
meeting.
motion, we close the meeting.
Favor?
Aye.
So we're done. Thank you, everyone.